Hi friends, happy Monday and happy backwards day. I have my sweatshirt on backwards today, which is kind of silly because the hood is in the front. This week we're going to be doing another really fun reader's theater for our fairy tale of the week. And this week we're going to be focusing on Goldilocks and the Three Bears. In the reader's theater play that we're going to be reading together today, there's a few vocabulary words that we're going to go over before we learn the lines. Today we're going to learn the lines for the narrator. That is the character that tells the story in the background. And then later this week we'll practice the voices for the other characters for Goldilocks and for all of the bears at the end of the story. Before we get started today, let's go over those vocabulary words that we are going to see in the lines today. They're a little bit tricky of words, and they're words that are usually only found in this play. The first vocabulary word is the name of one of the characters, and this is Goldilocks. This is a word we're going to see over and over again. It's the name of the main character in this story. So when you see this word in the reading today, we can remember that this says Goldilocks. The second vocabulary word is something that you may have heard before, but this can also be a little bit tricky. This word is porridge. Say it with me. Porridge. Porridge is kind of like oatmeal. It's a warm cereal that's mixed with milk. And in this story, the bears have porridge at their house. So today we're going to find this word porridge in our reading as well. Let's take a look at the narrator's lines today. First, we'll practice reading what they say. We'll practice decoding and reading the words. And then we'll go back and practice in a narrator voice. Usually I tell kids that a narrator voice is most similar to using a strong teacher voice. All right, let's take a look at the narrator's lines for today. Today the narrator has 3 lines. So we'll go one at a time and figure out what the narrator is saying. A lot of these lines also have endings, so we'll practice chunking off some endings as we read today. Let's take a look at the first line together. Right away we have that, and I'll draw a squiggly line underneath it. One of those vocabulary words that we just went over. When we get to this word is one that has an ED ending. Kind of like we do with ing endings that we've practiced. We've practiced a few ED endings. We want to take off the ending and figure out what the rest of the word is and then add the ending back. In the beginning of the word, there's a few tricky things. K is silent. It's not going to say anything. And CK are going to stick together. That's that tricky ending digraph sound that just makes one K. So when you stretch this, you just want to stretch those 3 sounds there. Go ahead and stretch those sounds on your own. All right, let's try it together. N-ock, knock. And then we want to end that D on the end. Knocked, knocked. Very good. Next we have a popcorn word and another popcorn word. And this word is a little bit tricky because we're going to hear the D at the end, but then we're just going to hear that popcorn word at the end. So you can say that the O there doesn't really say anything. So I would chunk this word like this. D-or. Then we have another popcorn word here. Popcorn word here. This word is a number, and it kind of sounds like it has a w at the beginning. And we have another popcorn word here. Go ahead and read that line on your own. And now let's try it together with a strong teacher voice. Goldilocks knocked on the door, but no one came. Excellent job. Let's take a look at the next line together. Right away we have that vocabulary word, so I'll make that squiggly line underneath. The next word also has that same ending, so I'm going to scoop the ending and then I'm going to chunk it off so we can figure out what this word says. The beginning of this word has a little bit of a tricky sound in it because in this word, A-L sound more like a short O. They sound more like an ah sound. So I'm just going to cross them out and draw this above with the short sound. And then K you can just stretch out normally. So go ahead and stretch those 3 sounds and put them back together. Let's do it together. Walk, walk. And then we can add the ending. Walked, walked. Good. This word here is just 2 popcorn words stuck together. Then we have another popcorn word. When we get to this word, I will give you a clue. This is a room in your house, and it has this popcorn word in the middle, and it has this digraph sound. So with those 2 clues, I think you can figure out which room in your house that is. If you need to, you could also chunk the word here in half to make it a little bit easier. Then we have another popcorn word. Popcorn word. We have another number word here. Number begins with th, and it has to do with this story. So think about the title of this story. Th. This word is a little bit tricky, but when you stretch it, give it the long O sound here, and I think you'll be able to figure out what that says. Then we have another popcorn word here. Looky there, there is our other vocabulary word. So we'll draw a squiggly line underneath it. Popcorn word, popcorn word. This one you can stretch, use a long A sound, and E is going to say nothing. So go ahead and try reading that line on your own. And let's try it together with a strong teacher voice. Goldilocks walked into the kitchen. She saw 3 bowls of porridge on the table. All right, let's take a look at the last line together. Right away, we have that first vocabulary word, our character word, excuse me. I was thinking about my teacher voice. All right, now let's take a look at the next word. We have that ending again. So I'm going to scoop it and cover it up. Let's work on figuring out the beginning of this word. When you stretch that, you want to use the long A sound. Otherwise, you can use those 4 on their own. So go ahead and try stretching that with a long A sound. And let's try it together. T-A. Taste, id, tasted. Very good. Then we have a popcorn word here. We have our other vocabulary word here, what they are eating. Then we have popcorn word, popcorn word. When you go to stretch this word, L makes its regular sound. Bossy R, so we only hear the R here. And then G is going to make the J sound here. And E is going to say nothing. So you're going to use 3 sounds for that word. This word we've already done, so I'm going to draw a box around it, and you can borrow what we read here for here. Go ahead and try reading that line on your own. And let's try it together with a strong teacher voice. Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the large bowl. Excellent. Great job reading for the narrator today. Now let's put the whole beginning of the play together. Remember, you know it's your turn to read when you see that star above my head. Here we go. This play is called Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. I see a house ahead. I wonder if anyone is home. Goldilocks knocked on the door, but no one came. I think I'll look inside. No one will mind if I go in just a bit. Goldilocks walked into the kitchen. She saw 3 bowls of porridge on the table. I'm so hungry. I think I'll eat a little porridge. No one will mind if I taste just a bit. Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the large bowl. This porridge is too hot. Nice job reading for the narrator today. Tomorrow we're going to read the next part of our play together, and with Miss Brandy, you'll practice your Goldilocks voices.